Right, good evening everybody. Apologies for the slight delay. Just a few little buttons missed here and there. So unfortunately wasn't able to get that as we went over. But we are currently here. This is the Deliver Your Parcel Special. Proudly brought to you by Deliver Your Parcel. And what we are going to be doing this evening is we've got 9 drivers that are waiting in the lobby, raring to go. And essentially the driver that wins the 20-minute, I'd say, endurance race in the go-kart will be the lucky winner that will get a drive in the Deliver Your Parcel kart number 53. And that will be on the 18th of April at the VKC is what we know, the Vereniging Karting Club. And that will be with myself and my Blazing Tech team. So it's going to be absolutely incredible. Let's just have a quick rundown of who's going to be joining us this evening. We've got Marius, Gavin, Brandon DeSantos, Ashley, Vaughan Hills, Brandon Hills, Jakes and Stephen, all looking for that spot. I can't wait to get in. A little bit of a challenge that we do have, and that's because there's no qualifying allowed for the kart races, which I find is pretty strange on project cars. So we are going to go into a 10-minute race. We will then take the fastest lap times out of that session. They'll then go back into a 20-minute race. And from that 20-minute race, we will go into a rolling start, get the guys into position, and we will then be racing. So a very different format this evening from what we used to, but it doesn't mean that the racing is going to be any different. So let's just jump into the lobby, and we can send the drivers on their way. Right, everybody, we are ready to go. Just remember that we will be taking your fastest lap time as your qualifying time. Guys, give yourself some room, get that perfect lap in, and get yourself ready. Enjoy.
Let's go, coconuts.
And that is correct. We are code coconuts.
Right.
So guys, with that little echo that you're hearing was just my voice going into the lobby, so that should have cleared that up. Just having a look, we've got Dy13ri Kellerman. He's joined us. Dy13ri, you should have been racing here this evening. We know that we've been saying that we wanted to get you into a kart. Stephen, whoop, race time. Yes, Stephen is driving for one of that seat, so I'm sure he'll be looking forward to getting. Dy13ri saying that he's backing Morris this evening. Let's see what happens. Having a look at some of the previous qualifying times. Ashley has been the one out in front. He's been absolutely flying. And then we've got Gerard saying, lekker Dy13ri. Gerard, we know that you also would have loved to have got yourself a seat here. But unfortunately, your wife's birthday, and that would have been in a major trouble for you. Yaku Nutban, you're saying yes, go boys. So remember guys, this is essentially not the race itself. The guys will just be giving themselves a little bit of space, so there is no damage on, and we will be monitoring those fastest lap times. And we are at the Le Mans karting circuit. Nice, tricky and technical track, but it definitely gives you the sense of the Vereniging Karting circuit. It's nice open spaces. This track is a little bit more technical than the Vereniging Karting circuit. The curbs here are absolutely crazy. They are nice and high, and if you get yourself onto those curbs, it generally throws you off. You can see there's that little bump coming down the back corner there, and if you just touch that dirt on the outside, it generally throws you off the track. You can see Gavin is leading the way. Looks like he's got a bit of a steering issue there. So Greg Thompson, he's joined and say a go smash Ash. actually quite like that. Dirkie saying never back the fastest driver because the fastest doesn't always win. Dirkie, you are 100% right. And Andrew Horn saying go Brandon DeSantos. Pretty sure the Rough Riders would like another driver up from their stable joining. I wonder if we can get a sense of the timings. So yes, we do have the best laps that are coming up. So far, Vaughan on a 104. He's going fastest with Brandon on a 105.2. We do know that the times here should be round about the 58s, 57s. And I do believe that will be some of the quicker times this evening. So I just realized that I actually don't know the track layouts, corner names. So let me just hit a little Google searcher. And see if we can just get a little track map up. Interesting. So they actually don't have any detail on it. So there we can start seeing that those 158s are coming as expected. So Vaughan Hills 158.7, so he's currently quickest with Brandon DeSantos a 159.5, Ashley 158.4, Marius 158.4, Brandon Hills 105, Gavin 101, Jake's 159, and then Stephen a 113. So it's the Vaughan, Ashley and Morris are the ones that are currently putting down the fastest lap times. And just remember guys, they are going to be having a 20-minute race. And in some of the 10-minute sessions that the guys were having last night, it was actually quite interesting to see just some of the reactions. The guys saying it is extremely tough to drive these cars. So just remember, this is not a race itself. This is us looking for the qualifying times. So there are the current fastest times. So Morris apologies, he's in a 57.8 with Ashley 58.4. Vaughan is still at 58.7. Some 59s coming in there for the two Brandons, and that's Brandon DeSantos and Brandon Hills. Gavin a 101, Jake's 59 for him, and then Stephen a 104. So we'll just go on board. This is essentially a turn number 1, then it'll flick through a turn number 2. Nice and tight into 3, but you can make this essentially one apex, and this corner tightens up on you. Then you got a 90 degree to the right, a 90 degree to the left, back on the power through the little S's. You've got your little kink here into a hard braking zone that is quite tight, but then it opens up for you so you can get that power on nice and early. Then through another set of S's, there's a little bump there, and you can see that it definitely wants to pull the carts off the track. Then we go into quite a sharp hairpin, back into another right, then left, then on through the final corner, which if you get that right, you can get that flat out. and once again across the start finish line. So Ashley a 58.2, so he's starting to go a little bit quicker. Brandon DeSantos 57.9, 0.17 off Morris's time. Jakes, he's also got quicker, 150, that's a 59.2. Brandon Hills a 59.1. So he's about a second off the pace from the top guys, and I see Stephen, he's also starting to get himself a little bit further up the field there. So 3 minutes left, so we know that 3 minutes will get us just on about 3 laps, depending on whoever's in the front. Will they be able to get in an additional lap? So we should normally get about, going at the correct times I should say, we should get 9 laps or so. No, 11 laps, because it's you're doing more. Oh, Jake's getting that a little bit wrong. In the green Mamba colors. And just see how that rear, it just lets go. It's generally not a characteristic that you'd normally find from a go-kart unless you hit the brakes and lock those rears, that when you're turning it generally doesn't oversteer like that. So there's definitely something that the Project Cars team didn't quite get right, but it definitely is pulling the drivers out of their comfort zones. And 57.3 there was Morris's previous lap. So that was a great lap there for Morris. You can see 57.3, Brandon Santos 57.9, Ashley 58.2. But the thing is, they've got to keep it on the track. No! They have to keep it on the track, and that's going to be part of the challenge. 20 minutes. So we should have just about 22 laps or so. So we do need to just make sure that we get the final results up, and that's because we are using the fastest lap time for the guys to get their starting positions for the next 20-minute race, because what we're seeing now is a race, but we are using the fastest lap times out of this 10-minute race as the qualifying. And just remember, the winner of this race will be invited to the Deliver Your Parcel team kart number 53 at the F400 Karting Challenge happening on the 18th of April. Morris gets it rear very wrong. You can just see how quickly things can go wrong. Brandon Hills just touching that little dip. So that is the end of that race. Let's see if it will bring up those lap times. We are looking at the best laps. So we're just waiting for Gavin to cross the line to see whether he goes quicker. Okay, so we're just having a look at the lap time. So definitely Morris, he's in first position with a 57.3. Next fastest goes to Brandon DeSantos. Just double checking, he's in second place. And that puts Ashley in third, because I am doing this manually, so apologies for the slight delay there. Then in fourth, is Vaughan Hills. So guys, if I do get it wrong, please just correct me so we can fix it. Fifth place goes to there was pretty close between Brandon Hills and Jakes, but there's a fifth there for Brandon, sixth for Jakes, that is 7 for Gavin, and Stephen in 8th. So just dropping that on the Discord so that they know the starting positions. We'll just return to the lobby and at least we can chat to the guys there.
Hello.
Hello everybody.
Hello everybody.
Jeez, like
Okay.
it was so quiet.
Hello.
Yeah, everything was good.
Was that tough?
Was that tough?
Yeah. I am spent.
Alright guys.
Alright guys, so the
following
positions are Morris first, Brandon second, Ashley third, Vaughan fourth, Brandon Hills fifth, sixth is Jakes, Gavin seventh, Stephen eighth.
Okay.
Got it.
Do you
Do
agree?
you agree?
Agree.
I didn't look at the numbers.
Then
Then I luckily I've got your back.
Okay. Who was that?
Okay, I'll run
Okay, I'll run through them once more.
Marius
Marius 1,
1, Brandon
DeSantos 2, 3 Ashley, 4 Vaughan,
5
Brandon Hills,
6
Jakes,
7
Gavin,
Stephen
Stephen 8.
I see
I see Vaughan Hills is just disconnected.
Seems to me
Yippee, I'm so...
Yeah, back net so biggie.
Okay, I'll wait.
Yo, this is gonna be long. 20 minutes. I hardly
2
know.
minutes, hectic. My arms are already frozen.
I'm gonna start that. Rest of okay. Save my energy for the last 10 minutes.
Are we going to make a chat lobby for this, or are we gonna keep it like this? I also think so.
got to be
Do what?
Yeah, it's a fun race anyway.
A chat lobby.
Okay,
Okay guys,
Okay
the race,
guys, the race has been set
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
And fun.
There
Just
is
gonna
no
make a
There is no
qualifying.
qualifying.
You can Goya
You can
lobby.
call your lobby.
You
You can just get your thumbs up when everyone's ready,
and then we
can get cracking.
maak iemand 'n ding oop.
Yeah, I'm busy quickly inviting the guys here quickly. Just going through the list. I don't think I've got everybody as friends, but just check. Yep.
Alright guys, so we have just secured what's happening in terms of the starting positions. We are just getting the guys into a chat party just so that they can talk to themselves, and then
This is all I've got, is 4 guys.
amongst themselves. Then once all those thumbs are up, we can get racing. So guys, I just wanted to make sure that you are able to hear me loud and clear, that my voice is coming through. Because normally we'd get some comments right now saying we can't hear you. So I'm hoping it's all nice and clear. Ooh, someone's joined. Hello, Ryan.
Howdy.
How are you doing?
Join the party.
Okay, fantastic. So what I'll do for you, Ryan, is give you a little view of what I am seeing. Because this was an event that you did say that you would have liked to have joined, but unfortunately you had some in-laws with you, so you weren't able to. It depends if you like your in-laws or not. I hope they're not watching, sorry. Alright guys, so we see that the thumbs are going up. I unfortunately won't be going into the chat party, otherwise I won't be able to hear myself think. But let's get the race going. Yeah, so those times were definitely close out in front, but we already know the guys were complaining that even, well, not really complaining, they were just mentioning how tough it's been, even in just 10 minutes. So a 20-minute race is definitely gonna take it out of them, and that's because you are constantly going from one corner to the next corner to the next corner, and you're constantly holding onto the wheel because the car is so unpredictable. I keep saying a 57.3 for Marius versus a 57.9 for Brandon DeSantos. So very, very close in terms of those times. The other thing that the guys were just trying to get used to is that there's no clutch in this car, so you instinctively put your foot on the clutch and you gear up into first gear and the car would take off. At least we can see that wasn't the case now. So we are waiting for Marius to come out to the front. Ashley is in third place, so both Brandon DeSantos and Marius need to go ahead of him. But that the pace they're going, they might be going just a little bit too quickly. So quite interesting is we've got Brandon and Vaughan Hills, who actually race in the series that the guys are going to be competing against. And one of the things that we had is that even though you yourself might not be able to race, is that you are able to nominate another driver to go. And I'm pretty sure that they will be nominating Gavin to join them, considering they'll be racing with their own racing boot. And we know Lima is the other driver for the racing boot. So pretty interesting how many real life karting drivers we have in the series that are actually racing here. Oh, that was a little mistake there from Vaughan Hills. Was Ashley's rain doing that. That's pretty weird. But now Morris out in front, Brandon De Santos in second place. And Stephen in the background there. Looks like lots of curve on the outside there. And this is quite a tricky section because this corner is constantly tightening up on you. You can see the correction that Brandon was making going left and right. But this is the thing about this type of racing is that in the F100 Karting Challenge you will be spending at least 20 minutes as the minimum in the kart. So it's all about making sure that you get yourself into a nice rhythm, stay focused, and just enjoy yourself, I suppose. So 17.5 minutes left, and Marius is out in front, followed closely by Brandon De Santos. Ashley in third place. Then it is Brandon Hills in the I almost called that the pink mamba, in the pink livery, and being chased down by his brother, who did out qualifying. Oh, I've never seen that before. A little touch of the code. It didn't quite fall over. But there definitely was a touch. Then Jakes, who has raced with the SARCO Invitational team before. Then down in 7th place, there's Gavin coming through those tricky S's. But out in front, it's still all to fight for, because we've got Morris, Brandon and Ashley. Ashley himself, a bit of a karter in East London. I think he's in East London. It's that whole PE East London, they all feel like they're the same for me. What was that I missed? I just looked up at the screen, but it does seem like Brandon is being able to keep up with Ashley, but Mario is starting to pull a little gap between himself and Ashley. So Ashley has moved himself up into second. Remember, Brandon was in second place. So that possibly what you were seeing there, Ryan, is that there was a mistake. Ashley then goes past. And Ashley, look at that, closing up that gap to 1.3 seconds. So it looks like he's now possibly closing up onto the back of Marius. And here's Jakes right up behind Vaughan Hills. And it is such a tricky circuit. It is so demanding. And I definitely feel that we might be able to see a little bit of fatigue coming in later. And yes, we are in the virtual world, but the force feedback that comes through in these karts isn't as prominent as the real thing, but it definitely does make you work for your money. So Ashley definitely closing up. He's now almost within a second of Marius, and Brandon De Santos starting to just lose his way just a little bit. We've got confirmation that Stephen got DC'd. Sorry, Stephen. So we're 6 laps in. It does look like Morris is a little bit quicker than Ashley through the section here. So the Hills brothers having a little battle because currently Brandon is the fastest Hills on the planet here on the online sim, with his brother just over a second behind him. But come on, Vaughan, you can do it. We do know that Vaughan is quicker in the go-karts. So on that previous lap, 58.1 for Marius, 58.0 for Ashley. But it does look like Ashley might have made a little mistake here, because that gap is now opening up. So 57.4 for Marius and a 58.7 for Ashley. And Brandon closed up per 0.7, so not a really good lap there for Ashley. That's allowing Marius to get away, but not only that, is starting to put some pressure on the back from Brandon. So thank you, Greg. I got it right. Ashley is in East London, boy. And Greg put in whatever that place is, IEPE, which is 300 kilometers away. So Brandon starting to close up on the back of Ashley within a second of each other, and Brandon getting lots of pressure from his sibling, closing up the gap, and Jake's in the background there. I'm pretty sure that he'll be hoping for a little mistake further up so he can start closing down. But currently our race leader, that is Marius, 12.5 minutes away from taking the victory here, unless Ashley and Brandon at the back can start closing down Marius, putting a little bit more pressure on him. So we are approaching the qualifying session time. Oh, mistake there for Ashley. It looked like that car just bogged down on him. That's allowed Brandon to close right up behind him. So it looks like Brandon has had an off, because both Vaughan and Jakes have now moved up. So Vaughan up into 4th place, Jakes into 5th. And now Jake's starting to try and close down on the back of the new fastest hills on the planet currently. Oh yes, 100%. Just remember that the guys are not able to change tire pressures. They've got to drive the cars either on a loose or a stable. So they are preset, and I thought it would be a good idea to drive like this, but I'm actually getting like seasick watching it. So I'm just going to get off this quite quickly. But Marius, 3.5 seconds is now the gap that he's opened up. That's a very good line there for Brandon. Made use of that curve. You can just see how that Kart just snapping on him as he comes out of that long sweeping right-hander, left-hander. Little correction there for Brandon, taking a lot of curbs. And it does seem like Morris is getting himself into a rhythm. He's consistently getting himself into those 57s. We are only halfway done. This is probably going to be the longest 10 minutes these guys are going to experience. You can see Brandon sliding that car as he comes through, putting a lot of pressure on Ashley, and the contact between Ashley and Brandon. But that's now released Marius a further 5 seconds is now that gap. The one thing I did notice, it is extremely difficult to overtake on this track when I was part of some of the practice sessions that the guys were running. You see Brandon using that inside curve to help rotate that kart. As for me, I would stay as far off those curves as possible. So there is Morris out in front, all by himself. So what sort of lap times were you running? Okay, so that would have put you fighting for the top 3. Because that kart is constantly changing direction. You're constantly trying to find where the traction is. And for me, that when you're on the power, the rear doesn't generally want to be sliding out all the time. If you carry too much speed in, then the car tends to rotate, but not when you're on the power. When you're on the power, that's when the kart generally goes where you point it. So it is quite different to drive compared to what you're expecting to feel in a go-kart. So 5 seconds is the gap between Marius and Ashley, who's currently in 2nd place. Then there's Brandon DeSantos currently in 3rd. Brandon Hills and Jakes, they're getting themselves into a little battle here. Ooh, little overcorrection there for Brandon. So that is unfortunately just opened a little bit of a gap. And there's Vaughan Hills just ahead of Jakes. So these 3 having quite an interesting battle on their own. So 6.5 minutes to go. So that's I'd say another 7 laps. And out in front is Marius, the race leader, 5.9, so nearly 6 seconds is the gap between himself and the 2nd place driver, Ashley. All he's got to do is keep it on the black stuff, and he will be able to bring it home to get himself a seat in the Deliver Your Parcel special event at the Formula F400 Karting Challenge event on the 18th of April. And I see how he basically just slides it around that long left-hander, and once the kart straightens up, gets his power on, and it just uses the power to get it driving in a straight line. So a little wide there for Vaughan, and as we went to it, we saw Jakes just sneaking himself through. So Jakes is now up into 4th place and moved himself ahead of both the Hills brothers. Definitely sounds like that car is bogging down on that corner. So 5 minutes left, and out in front is Marius. 6.3 seconds is the gap he's got. Looks like Brandon DeSantos has made an error, because that gap is now 10 seconds between himself and Ashley. So this is all in Morris's hands now. All he needs to do is just bring it home, keep it on the black stuff. Oh, a little mistake there by Vaughan. That's allowed Brandon to go through. So now Brandon is currently the fastest online karting hills on the planet. And the two of them are chasing down Jakes in a 4th position. I'm almost sensing that the fatigue is starting to kick in, because I'm just seeing little mistakes that are starting to creep in. Because there's that mistake by Ashley that's lost him an additional 2 seconds. So 3 minutes left. So we will get another 4 laps in. So 22 laps as predicted will be what these guys will be completing. And look at that race pace, 57.6 for Mario, so he's definitely got it dialed in. And I think the kart name that he's chosen for himself, Runner, is quite interesting, because he definitely is running away with this now. So Jakes is now starting to close up on Brandon Dos Santos. So just on about 1.5 seconds is the gap between Brandon and Jakes. So now that it is within a second, you can see Brandon a 105.5 versus Jakes a 59.1. And 9 seconds is now the gap between Ashley and Morris. So Morris starting to catch up onto the back of some of the back markers. So that is Gavin, who's going to be starting to see those blue flags as Morris runs a little bit wide. He'll have this lap and 1 more to go, so he's just got to play it safe. Don't make any irrash decisions. Morris taking a lot of curb there, but just on about 9 seconds is the gap between himself and second placed Ashley. So let's see whether Morris will push for another lap, or will he come off the power. So Gavin getting out of the way, allowing Morris to go through. So this will now be the final lap. So Morris has led from the start. He did manage to break away a little bit with Ashley and Brandon Dos Santos having a little tussle there. So Morris was able to get his head down, get the lap times in together, and that has helped him. Oof, little touch of the grass there. And that is your race winner. Morris crosses the line in first place, followed by Ashley in second. Jakes, a very, very hard fought third for him. So Jakes will now cross the line ahead of Brandon Dos Santos. And a little battle here between the Hills brothers. Brandon now going up into a 5th place, Vaughan in 6th, and then we'll have Gavin down the order in 8th place, 7th place for Gavin, because we did have the disconnection there from Stephen. So I'm looking at these final results, and that doesn't really make sense, because that's put Jakes in 1st place, Morris in 2nd, and Ashley in 3rd. No, something does not look right there. Because even if we look at the penalties, there aren't any penalties that needed to be served by Morris or Ashley. So that that is not right. So I was a bit confused there. So let's just get the guys in the Discord. Keegan. No, I did not. Mine was for a good cause. Oh wait, it's just. No. You get a pat on the back for saying well driven. So there we go, guys. Yeah, the final results are a bit weird because it's put Jake's first, Morris second, and Ashley in 3rd. Don't know how that happened, but unlucky my Jakes, we watched the race live. That's not the final results. So my Jakes, let's start off with you. Started down in 5th place and worked your way through the field. Little battle between yourself and the Hills brothers. That must have been quite interesting. Yeah, 100%. Dirk saying you can't hear. Okay, sorry, my Jakes. Let's try that again. So you started in 6th place. No,
I actually started in 6th place.
I got you, 6th place.
I started in 6th place. I was stuck behind Brandon there, and as you know, the hills are always fast. I struggled to get past him. I couldn't get past him. Unfortunately for him, he made a mistake. And that's the only way I could have passed. Yeah, and then it gave me that extra position there. Otherwise, I would have been stuck behind him the whole time because it's very difficult to pass in these vehicles.
All right, cool. And then, why? It's still saying that the guys can't hear. No, man. Okay, guys.
April Fools.
No, there's definitely sound coming through. Okay, bye, donkey. Thank you, Dirkie. There's definitely sound coming through here. Okay, cool. Let's go to you, Ashley. During the practice, you were right up there. Then in terms of the qualifying, you found yourself second, but then battled in third place. Yeah, battled with Brandon, and that just allowed Marius just to open up that gap a little bit, but just weren't able to close up that gap to Marius.
Yeah, it was impossible. I tried everything to catch Marius, but he was just way too fast. And I had a nice battle with Brandon in the beginning, but he made a bit of a mistake. And then I think it was Brandon Santos, or was it Brandon Hills catching me at some point again, and I thought
Santos, yep.
It was a DeSantos. Yeah. Okay, so I thought he was going to get past again, and I think he made a mistake. And then it made things a little bit easier there after. But well done to Marius, and well done for everybody for participating. It was a tough race.
So Marius, we see that you're wiping some of the sweat away. That 20 minutes in that cart.
Yeah, for a 50-year-old guy, it's hard work.
So the question is, will you be able to drive a go-kart for 20 minutes?
I have to do my push-ups and sit-ups for the next. Oh man, yeah, no, it's hard work. Unfortunately, I didn't have much. It was pretty lonely. So all I did was, thank goodness, because if I had to race someone, I don't know. So I could concentrate, on doing everything right. So I got nice smooth laps basically all the time. I didn't have to defend or, wonder what's behind me. So that was fortunate. So, but fun. It's the first time in the go-kart. I've never driven that before, so it's very cool. I can just imagine how cool it is to do it, really.
100%.
And well done to Ashley, Jakes.
Thanks, Marius. Thanks.
Thank you.
So, Marius will definitely just wrap up some of the details there. But as everybody now knows, is that you do find yourself the opportunity to get yourself in kart number 53 for the F400 Karting Challenge on the 18th of April. And man, oh man, what a day that's going to be.
Awesome.
Well done. You're going to enjoy it, Marius. It's going to be awesome.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much to Deliver Your Parcel for offering the seat. This is essentially what we've been trying to do, is get the online world into the real world. And I'm so glad that we now are able to do that. As mentioned, Marius, we'll just type some of the details over the next couple of days just to make sure that we are able to get you here. And 100%, all I can say is looking forward to seeing you in the real thing. And just remember, this Mamba does bite back.
Awesome, and Jake will have to drive up. So
actually, I will be there in the 18th, on the 18th. So I might just pop down there. All right.
All right, 100%.
Come and say hi.
You owe me 2 beers.
I do, and I'm gonna. Yeah, we will have 2 beers. I will have 3.
So, Morris, just to let you know, your old club has been watching. I see there's a comment here from White Knuckle Sim Racing. So they were watching. Very nice.
Oh, my origin.
Your origin, indeed. All right, guys. Thank you very much. We do have one more fun event coming up this coming Sunday. It's our 2-hour around Imola. Monday we will be just doing our little roundup show, so that on Thursday we're able to release what the new season's going to be. So really looking forward to that, so that we can start racing not next week, the week after. There's just been so much that we've had to get through and get done. So guys, stick around and we will get you racing again. But guys, thank you very much to Deliver Your Parcel once again. Guys, the details are in the description if you'd like to find out more about Deliver Your Parcel. I'll just make sure that they are there. But you are able to find them on Facebook as well. They are the preferred delivery service for SARCO, as well as the stable teammates for Blazing Fun Times Kart number 69, and that's why it's fun times.
Flat out.
Right, guys, thank you
You
so
said
much.
it.
We'll see you soon, guys. Thank you very much.
Alright, cheers guys. Awesome. Bye.
Till then,
Yes,
guys,
yes.
thanks for watching.
Yes,